band started as a duo between Eric and Cole, is my understanding. Eric was playing bass in a band called the Swayback, which was pretty reputable around Denver.
Eric and I started Dragondeer about 7 years ago.
Cole and his girlfriend at the time, maybe 5 years ago, were doing some like jazz standards, and they were trying to like play gigs at nursing homes, jazz at nursing homes. Apparently that's a circuit.
Hey, if Eric wants to call it 5 years, we can call it 5 years. 2011 was the first Dragondeer show at the Yale Mess, but that was just me and him.
I was like, dude, I have a home studio, I'll record you guys. And I think we did April in Paris.
And then Eric said one day, after I had like recorded like a jazz demo with him, he said, well, hey, do you want to play the blues with me sometime? And I said, sure. Can I play mandolin and lap steel? And he goes, yeah, let's bring him on over.
While we were recording, he was like, you play harmonica, don't you? And I was like, yeah, I play harmonica. And he was just like, you should play with me. I was like, well, I've never played with anyone else, but I've been playing for like 3 years.
He will tell you a better version of this story, but learned to play harmonica driving around in his car, playing harmonica in his car for a couple of years, and decided he wanted to do a blues band.
And I had a car stereo stolen out of my pickup truck at the time, and didn't replace the car stereo, just put harmonicas in there. And so I'd just be blowing harp, like driving around Denver, one hand driving, one hand blowing harp. And Cole was like, all right, well, how about I'll just play some like 1-4-5 blues and you blow over it. And I was like, okay. And I just started playing, and he was like, dude, he's like, you can play. He was like, let's start a band. And I was like, okay, let's.
And so our first show was me and Eric was playing like a nylon string classical guitar, and I had my mandolin and that same black lap steel, and it was like incense.
We played maybe for a year as just a two-piece, and then we were finally like, all right, we need drums. So we grabbed Swayback's last drummer, went through many, and that was Carl. And I always knew that he was a shredder.
So the story goes that Eddie Kramer and Eric were having a conversation about Dragondeer stuff, and the legend has it Eddie Kramer told him, well, where's your bass player, Eric?
I sent him some live stuff, and it was just the three of us. And I like took a nap one day, and it was like 2-3 weeks later, and I woke up and the phone was ringing, and it was some weird number, and I answered, and he was, Eric, it's Eddie Kramer. He was like, so? He's like, all right. He's like, it's a good rock and roll band. He's like, I like it. He's like, but I noticed something. Was your bassist sick the day you made that video? And I was like, what do you mean? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, Eric, I don't know much about anything. He's like, but I'm pretty sure you need a bass player. Like screaming it over the phone. And he was like, so get yourself a bass player, and then we'll talk about mixing it.
And so then they decided they needed a bass player, and that's how I got the call.
I feel like for a long time we were just like, what are we doing? Oh, we'll just keep playing these fun blueses, you know? And then we slowly started writing original music, and then we put out an EP, and then we put out an LP. It feels so natural at this point to play with these guys, and there's really like an alchemy that happens with the band that like, you gotta be together for maybe a little bit to make that happen.
I used to sling sushi, and I used to sell a ton of Kirin beer. Just one day I randomly looked and was like, what? I was like, what is a Kirin? And it was like a Dragondeer from Asian mythology that would show up at the beginning of new eras, like a new emperor. It was like a sign of good luck, and I was like, Dragondeer, I'm like, that's rad.